that the entire country is having currently. Remember Anna Sebastian, the 26-year-old girl from Kerala who worked for Ernst & Young as a CA and died due to a heart attack, allegedly due to the grueling schedule. Her heartbroken mother had then spoken about the shattered dreams of a family and said that she only wished that the culture of overwork was not glorified. Now, it's been barely 4 months and the entire conversation around the significance of work-life balance has already been forgotten. If then it was outrage against the 70-hour work week proposal by the Infosys founder Narayana Murthy, it's now the chairman of Larsen and Toubro, Subrahmanyan, who has taken it a notch above, batting for a 90-hour work week. Listen in to what he said.
I regret I'm not able to make you work on Sundays, to be honest. If I can make you work on Sundays, I'll be more happier. Because I work on Sundays also. What do you do sitting at home? How long can you stare at your wife? How long can the wife stare at your husband? You know, I was meeting with the Chinese recently, and the gentleman told me, we will beat America anytime. I said, why are you saying that? The Americans work 50 hours a week, we work 90 hours a week.
China is a great example. So therefore, my request to all the wonderful youth of this country is that realize this and work 12-hour days for the next 20 years, 50 years, whatever it is, so that India too becomes a number one nation or number two nation, whatever it is, in terms of its GDP.
Now, the proposal has left not just the working class, but several celebrities and business honchos also shocked and outraged. Actor Deepika Padukone, a major advocate for mental health, called them shocking, while the likes of Harsh Goenka, the chairman of the RPG Enterprises, have called it a recipe for burnout. Times Now spoke to those who would be at the receiving end of these suggestions, and here's what they said.
Like, it's not my free time. I'm actually utilizing my time on Sundays, as well as I need my own space or my own private time on that time. We can't work 80 hours a week. It is not, it is totally, it is not like disagreeing, but many one have many perspectives.
Right now in India, like everyone is aware about mental health, fatigue and all. We also need our personal space. We need to give time to our family also.
That is his personal choice. If he wants to work 90 hours or maybe 24/7 all the nights, okay, let him work. Okay, if somebody wants to work, okay, so the government of India is already given a guidelines as per the labor laws.
Now, none of this outrage seems to have changed the minds of those at L&T. In fact, the company's clarification came in, as Deepika Padukone put it, and it only made it worse. Ignoring all the concerns about the employees' well-being, they said that the remarks reflect a larger ambition and extraordinary efforts are must for extraordinary outcomes. Remember, what these people are defending is a work culture that literally kills. According to a UN 2021 report, approximately 2 million people died in 2016 due to work-related issues and illnesses. And yet, some of our political leaders chose to trivialize the issue and focus on these issues. In fact, many of the bosses in these companies also went on to instead make sexist remarks and say, we can't stare at your wife for too long remark. The misogyny that is coming in as well. Sample this.
L&T के मेरे ख्याल से चेयरमैन को भी कोई ऐसा फेस मिल गया होगा जो वो अपने घर में बीबी की जगह अपनी सेक्रेटरी को देखते होंगे। उनकी सेक्रेटरी बहुत खूबसूरत होंगी और बीबी शायद कम खूबसूरत होगी, इसीलिए इस तरह के बयान देते हैं।
So matters getting worse with such misogyny coming in, but it has sparked off a conversation about working hours for the employees. Let's make a comparison and see what the difference is. In 7 days, if it's 168 hours, the proposal that has been given is for 90 hours. That's what the L&T chairman has spoken about, 90-hour work week. This means it would be 13 hours if you're working for all 7 days and 18 hours if it's 5 days. Remember, he was asked a question on why even Saturdays are working for the employees. That's when he responded. So this means about 13 hours every single day of your life. That's a proposal that has come in. If we break it down further, because it has sparked off a lot of conversations about mental health, you would be sleeping for 6 hours a day. This means 42 hours a week would go in your sleep, and rejuvenating let's also account for the travel time going to the office back and forth. So 1 hour on one way, which means 10 hours, which means 5 days a week, and 14 hours if it's 7 days a week, and 12 hours if it's a 6-day working hour. So these are the calculations. If we take into account the proposal that has been given by the L&T chairman, is it something that he just threw around without really thinking through it? Let's take a look at what the family time would be if we actually take all of this into account. 26 hours a week, which means only about 3.5 hours a day that you will be spending with your family. And that is if there's no traffic that's accounted for it. 1 hour is the only travel time that's taken. Just 3.5 hours a day for your family. Would work even be worth it if that's the case? So this is the conversation that has been sparked off